Hey everyone, welcome back. Hayden Crabtree here, author of Skip the Flip, and today we're going to be talking about how you can obtain financial freedom in the year 2021. Now, this video is coming out in April of 2021, which means we're almost, 4/12 of the way there, already over a quarter of the way there, so we got to get to work. So we're going to make this video short, sweet, and straight to the point so you guys know exactly the steps you need to take, what you need to learn in order to actually make progress towards obtaining financial freedom. So let's dive right into this video and we'll talk about some other stuff a little bit later. But the first thing that you need to understand if you want to gain financial freedom is you first have to understand what financial freedom really is. And some people's financial freedom numbers are a little bit different, but essentially what financial freedom is to me is that the amount of money that I make in a passive income, passive business sense is greater than the amount of monthly expenses I incur. So the amount of money that comes to me from things that I don't have to do to work for that money is greater than the amount of money that I spend on my actual living itself in perpetuity, okay? So what that means is that if I live really cheap right now, but my life is gonna change, and therefore my expenses would be greater than my passive income, I don't really feel like I have financial freedom because I need for my income to sustain me forever, my expenses forever. So for example, right now I don't have any kids. I don't have a lot of expenses. I have one home. I don't have multiple, vacation homes. But if I was going to have those kind of multiple vacation homes or multiple cars or more expenses in the future, I'd want to make sure that I still held on to my financial freedom when I did have kids, when I did get another house, when I did get additional cars, right? So your financial freedom number now may not be true for what your financial freedom number in the future is going to be. So the first thing you need to understand, what is financial freedom for you, not only now, but in the future? And then kind of the other piece of that financial freedom number is this passive income that I'm making going to last forever? Is there any reason it would go away? So one thing that I think about in my passive income is royalties for my book, Skip the Flip. Amazon pays me, a couple $1,000s a month from the royalties of that book, but I don't count on that book being here, in 10, 15, 20 years, because I don't know if Amazon will be around at that time. I don't know that people will still want to read this book at that time. I think it's a great book that will be around forever, but I wouldn't count that book if that was my only stream of passive income, as my financial freedom number, because that could really go away at any time. What I do count in my personal financial freedom numbers is real estate investment properties that I own that are in great markets that I think will be around essentially forever, right? Those properties will be there not only now, 5 years from today, 10 years from today, 50 years from today. That real estate will still be great pieces of real estate. So, passive income doesn't just have to come in the form of real estate, rents, real estate returns on investments and cash flows. There are other things out there. There's a number of different things that passive income that will come to you. But of course, this is a real estate channel, so I'm going to talk exclusively about real estate today. So the first thing to understand is, what does your long-term passive income look like? What does your long-term monthly expenses look like? And then understanding how those two stack up and where you need to be so that you can actually work towards that goal and it be a good goal for you to achieve, right? So let's dive in. The first thing that you need to actually take action on is paying off any high interest debts that are costing you a lot of money. So one of the first places that I learned how to run these calculations is actually Robert Kiyosaki's board game, Cash Flow Classic, right? So the Cash Flow board game is a really, really good board game. It's kind of like Monopoly on steroids, where you actually have a balance sheet and income statements. And so it's this board game where you're playing these financial numbers, but it's actually teaching you skills. So I want to invite you guys to go to richdad.com, and you can actually sign up on Robert Kiyosaki's website, play the board game for free online with other people. I found it's a little bit glitchy for me. I've had to create a new password every single time I log in. It's worth it though, because it's a really fun board game and it's really good if you can get some friends, some family, some significant others, whoever it is, to play these board games with you. And if you're looking for a board game partner, drop a comment below, see if anybody else wants to play with you. You guys can exchange emails or whatever and play together, because it is always better playing with other people that you can communicate with rather than just playing by yourself with the robots on there. But that's a great spot to start seeing how these numbers actually work, running calculations, and going through the process, building that muscle of seeing when I should pay off debts, when should I invest my money, when should I do this, when should I do that. Because all those skills are applicable to the real world, which is why he created that board game, and I'm a really big fan of it. I've played it hundreds of times, especially early in my career, and I would advise you do the same thing. So the first thing to understand is the high debts that you have, you need to pay those off. And so what I mean by high debts, is any debts that you're paying an interest rate on it higher than the rate of return that you can go out into the market, you can invest, and you can earn a return. So let's say that we can invest money, any amount of money. Let's say it's $100,000. Let's say it's $10,000. Doesn't matter. Let's say I could go invest any amount of money and make an 8% cash flow yield a year. Meaning if I invested $10,000, I could get 8% a year, $800 a year coming back to me. So if I could go out and let's say I have $10,000 of debts, I have $10,000 of cash, and I have investment opportunities that earn me 8%. If I was going to try to make a decision on what I should do to obtain financial freedom, well, first I need to understand what are my debts at, right? So if I have these $10,000 of debts, and let's say they're credit card debts, so let's say my interest rate is at 25%, meaning I'm paying $2,500 of interest expense a year, and let's say I have this opportunity over here that's, let's say, a residential house investment that would earn me 8%. It would be better for me to go and take that $10,000 of cash I have and pay off my debts to reduce that $2,500 interest payment rather than go and make that investment. That would get me closer to my financial freedom number because that 25% interest rate I'm paying on my debt is going to be higher than the 8% I could earn. But let's do vice versa. Let's say that we have the same investment opportunity that's going to earn 8%, but I have $10,000 of debts. But let's say those debts are on a mortgage I have on a house, and we're going to pay 4% on that mortgage. It would make no sense for me in my book. I personally would never do this. I would never take the $10,000 of cash I have to pay off that $10,000 of debt that I'm paying 4% interest on, because that 4% interest is only going to cost me $400 a year. Of course, I'm going to have to pay the mortgage back with it slowly over time through amortization. But I would keep that $10,000 of cash, and I would actually keep that invested at 8%. Because now what I'm going to do is that 8% I'm going to earn is going to pay my interest for me, plus put some more money in my pocket, which is how you build wealth in my books. Okay, so if you guys are have debts, want to get financial freedom, analyze at what rate can I go invest in. Let's just call it 8% in cash flow on real estate. Okay, let's just say that's a great number in 2021 market that you can go earn. You need to analyze all of your debts and figure out, what am I paying above 8%? What am I paying under 8%? Okay, I need to go find opportunities to invest in, or I just need to pay off these debts and rebuild my bank account. So that's really one of the first things I want you to look at in obtaining financial freedom in 2021. The next thing you need to think about is starting a side hustle. So if you're in a job, and let's say you make less than $100,000 a year in that job, absolutely nothing wrong with that. But just the truth is, if you really want to get towards financial freedom, if you want to build your nest egg to go invest faster, then you probably need to get a side hustle. You probably need to start making more money so that you can have money to go out and invest in real estate or whatever it may be, preferably real estate, so that you can save on your tax bills, keep more of that money you earn. But you can invest in whatever you want. You can invest in businesses, you can invest in stocks if you wanted to, you could invest in bonds, doesn't matter. You need to be investing in something if you want to get financial freedom. So if you currently don't make enough money, if you don't make more money than you're spending, or if say you only make a couple $100 more than you're spending a month, then you're really not building up your bank account fast enough to go out and to invest into things. So you need to start a side hustle. You need to find another way to make money. So we live in an incredible world. There are so many opportunities to make money in today's world. Probably the first place you could start as a side hustle is becoming a virtual assistant on Upwork or on Fiverr, Odesk. I think Odesk is Upwork now. There are a couple of different places you can go out there and you can essentially put your spare time, your labor on the market so that people can hire you and you can do things for people virtually from your own home on your laptop, and you can start making more money. Okay, so that's super important to know, is that if you want to invest more, you need to make more, you need to keep more, and you need to build your bank account. So that's a super important skill, is to start a side hustle of some kind. So you could be a virtual assistant, or another side hustle could be, hey, I'm going to start a business of some sort. You could start a cleaning company where literally you just go clean people's cars, clean people's houses, whatever it may be. There's a lot of money in the cleaning business. Side hustles, any kind of business whatsoever. I heard something crazy here in Atlanta. People were making over $100,000 a year cutting up firewood and delivering it to people's homes. That's an interesting idea, an interesting side hustle, $100,000 a year to deliver firewood to people's homes. There's a lot of different things you can do. There is no shortage of opportunities out there. You just have to be willing to put yourself out there, do the work, and start that side hustle. And eventually you want that side hustle to hopefully turn into a business that's going to produce income even when you don't have to work into it. but that's going from side hustle to actual business, which is a whole separate conversation. The first thing is you need to start a side hustle. The next piece that you need to understand if you want to gain financial freedom in 2021 is you really need to start building your skills. So importantly for me, importantly for you on this channel, is building your skills of how to be a real estate investor, building your skills of how to identify opportunities in real estate, and building your skills if you don't have the money to go out and start raising money, putting deals together. That's super critical. We just talked about how to keep more money, how to make more money through side hustles, how to pay off your debt so that you have more money to start building up your nest egg. But another way around that obstacle, if you want to get started building financial freedom in real estate, is to go out and just raise money from other people if you can find and provide the deals. Where this gets a little tricky for a lot of people and a lot of people get discouraged is that it can take time to do deals. Real estate deals aren't something that you dive in and you see results in a week. Real estate is a long game. Most of the time, real estate deals take at least 3 to 4 months to actually close. And so what that means, close, is when you actually find a property and you buy it, then you have to wait another month to actually cash flow. So that's 5 months before you see any money. But let's rewind before that. You could spend several months, call it 1 month, 2 months. Some people spend even a year to find a good deal, especially in hot markets like we're in today. And so if you're a year plus 5 months out from making any money, that can be really, really discouraging. I promise you it's worth it if you can actually do it, but a lot of people just want to see instant results, and they don't have that muscle of delayed gratification to start putting in skills and not make any money for a really long time. That's what I did in my journey. I worked for free for my mentor for over a year, making no money whatsoever. That was really hard. I had a lot of questions. I had a lot of doubts, but I went through it and I built my skill set to somebody who had been investing for decades in under a year because I put the work in consistently and I found a mentor who could show me exactly what I needed to do to start making progress and seeing success. So really important, if you guys want to start investing or if you just want to start making more money, build your skills, invest in yourself, read books, attend seminars, attend online classes. Building skills in yourself is one of the fastest ways I've leveled up, one of the fastest ways you can level up as well. So super important, super critical. If you want to reach financial freedom, you got to change yourself before you can change your finances, right? I'll say that again. You got to change yourself before you can change your finances. So investing in yourself, investing in your skills, putting in that work is super important to reaching financial freedom. And then again, one of the last things, if you have money, if you want to go out and you want to invest in real estate, but you don't know how, you're like, hey, Hayden, check, I got the side hustle done, check, I got money in the bank to invest, I just don't know where to put it. How do I put this money to work? Then I want to invite you to attend a webinar I just did, how to buy your first investment property in the next 90 days. I'll link that link in the description below here. So go check that out. We talked about how to actually put your money to work and things you need to know. One of the biggest things, again, building your skills, learning what you don't know, learning the action steps, learning the processes. So we cover some of that in the webinar I just did. Go check that out. Register for the webinar. It's absolutely free. I'd love to have you guys in it. If you do have money that you want to invest, that you want to put to work, you could go learn how to do it yourself. Or other alternative, just like I mentioned before, is, hey, listen, I need to find somebody to invest with. I don't have time. I like my job. I want to invest in real estate. I want to work towards financial freedom, but I don't have the time to go be a full-time real estate investor. I don't have the time to learn all these different things. Then you could think about becoming a passive investor with somebody like me who raises money from outside individuals, puts it to work in real estate deals, and that way you can start getting all the benefits of real estate investing without actually having to go and do it yourself. Of course, you're going to pay the person like me a little bit of a fee to do that because we put together really good deals, but it's a way for you to get started, meets all of your needs, so that's another option that you should think of as well. So I hope this video was valuable for you guys. If you enjoyed it, please do me a favor, hit that like button. I would love it so that other people can see this video, other people can take a look at it and get all the knowledge that's in it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more just like this. And if you really enjoyed the video, if you think there's anybody that could use this information, hit that share button, send them this link so that they can also check out everything that's in here and be exposed to my channel. If you want my book, you know what to do. It's absolutely free, PDF or audiobook. I'd love to have you. Or if you want a physical copy, give a physical copy to somebody as a gift that you care about. Go grab it off Amazon. I'll link that in the description here as well. Other than that, subscribe to the channel, check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.